This is just okay. I go out of my house for 2 hours, 2 measly little hours, to go put more money on my pre-order for Batman Arkham Origins, and I come back and we have Batman Superman, an official live-action Batman Superman movie happening in 2015. Like, we didn't have enough fucking reasons for why 2015 was going to be the year of the greatest movies ever. Star Wars Episode 7, Avengers 2, Ant-Man, all these fucking sweet-ass, awesome movies that are probably going to make the best year of movies ever. And this shit comes on, and this shit just says, you know what, let's throw our fucking hat in the ring, and let's fucking show everybody how to make a fucking movie. Yes, Batman and Superman is confirmed. It's happening. And it is going to be out in 2 years. Yes. That is all I can say. Yes. I've gotten excited for movie announcements many times before, like Star Wars Episode 7 or whatever. But this tops that. This is my most anticipated movie for 2015. And it doesn't even come out for 2 years. There's going to be something else that comes out in 2015 that's not even announced yet, which you think would probably win over Batman and Superman and my excitement for it. No! This is my most anticipated movie for 2015. I swear to God, it was going to be Star Wars Episode 7, but not even the power of Star Wars, not even the power of the almighty saga itself can keep me from being more excited for Batman and Superman. I am a fan of many things, of video games, comic books, movies, cartoon shows, but you know what? None of that matters when you put this motherfucker and his motherfucking friend. No, there is nothing else that can top that. It is just him and him when it's associated with anything. Okay, I should probably get into just everything that's been announced so far. Okay, Comic-Con. Of course, Comic-Con's happening. That's why I'm making all these videos with Comic-Con titles, because Comic-Con's happening, and I want to talk about all this news and all this big-ass shit that's happening. And so far with Comic-Con 2013, I thought that The Legend of Korra was gonna be my number one, like so far it was. Like, Batman Arkham Origins had a lot of great announcements and stuff like that, and, that was great, but Legend of Korra came out, the trailer, the release date, and I was excited for it. I really was. I thought that was gonna win over me, that was gonna be the best announcement at Comic-Con this year. No! Fuck this, these motherfuckers right here. Batman, Superman announced, and this is just so unexpected. I was expecting announcements from, just Batman Arkham Origins, again, Legend of Korra, Godzilla, X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was expecting one of those to be, my biggest, I'm so excited to see, this is so fucking awesome, I can't even make coherent thoughts, but I thought one of those was going to be, one of those was going to be the best announcements from Comic-Con this year. Nope, again, these guys come around and they're like, you know what, we're going to show you all how to make a good fucking comic book movie. Sit the fuck down, listen up, we're about to tell your asses how to make a good fucking comic book movie. Sit down! This is... Okay, let's get into some of the news at Comic-Con. This was officially confirmed at Comic-Con. Just give me a minute, I have some information right here for you guys. This was officially confirmed here, apparently Zack Snyder was at Comic-Con. They were talking about a bunch of other, shit, whatever, and they had Harry Lennox, who I believe was in Man of Steel. He was reading a line from the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. First of all, they were speaking about Man of Steel 2, and that's already been officially confirmed. Zack Snyder was like, yeah, it's confirmed, we're making it, but let's just drop a fucking atom bomb in your guys' asses, and let's tell you what specifically that will be. which was a Batman Superman sequel, but I'll get to that in a minute. But Harry Lennix came on the stage and he read the very infamous line from the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. Great graphic novel. If you haven't seen it or read it, there's a movie on it now, and there's a graphic. Go fucking see either one. I don't care. And he read the line. I have the line right here. And this is from Batman saying this is Superman. I'll do my Batman voice too. I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you. Batman! Okay, well, it doesn't say Batman, but he's saying that the Batman beats Superman. And a lot of people are like, oh my god, what is this going to be? Is this going to be a Batman Superman movie? And then they officially showed, give me a minute, I gotta get this on for you guys. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. And they showed, after a very long time, they showed this Fangasmic. If this was the last thing that I saw before I died, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'm perfectly fucking fine with that. Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Our confirmation of a Batman Superman movie. They showed this after Harry Lennix had read that line. They showed us. They showed us this. The Superman symbol inside of the bat symbol. And that's the Man of Steel symbol. And this is... I'll put the article in the description so you can read it. We'll also hear some audio from that panel and see the Superman Batman symbol in better quality. But this is... and this Batman Superman movie that's coming out in 2015 is acting both as a sequel to the Man of Steel, which I am so fucking happy that we are getting a sequel from the Man of Steel. As many of you already know, I fucking loved Man of Steel. I gave it a perfect 10 out of 10. I saw it twice. I fucking loved it. It is now one of my all-time favorite comic book movies. One of my all-time favorite movies in general. And yet people still hate it, which I will never understand. If you hated that movie, again, you have the biggest stick up your ass. Like, oh, it wasn't funny. It wasn't full of joy. And people that we didn't even see died that are probably fictional characters. And all the fucking property damage was just so unrealistic. Those are reasons why people hated Man of Steel. Those are reasons because, oh my god, the fucking buildings, there's none of them left at the end of the movie. Oh yeah, you bitch about that here, but you don't bitch about that in every single comic book movie to date. But, apparently there's this one exception called Man of Steel, which everyone hates because property damage was really unrealistic, and Superman didn't save anybody, even though he saved a bunch of people on an oil rig, and the whole world by killing Zod and destroying the world engine, and people bitch that Superman killed Zod in that movie, even though he killed a shit ton of other people and other Superman shit. Wow, I just went off on a completely different angle. Anyways, this is acting as a sequel to Man of Steel, while also acting as a big reboot to the Batman franchise, which, that right there just sold it for me, because I am so sick of of reboots doing, and you know what? I'm so sick of reboots doing the whole origin story over again, especially for big characters like Batman or Superman. Now, of course, yeah, it's a reboot, and sometimes it is necessary to do the origin story, like, with Batman Begins. We never really went into how deep, that movie went to with, the origin story of Batman. That was necessary, but every single reboot is doing it right now. With this movie, with it acting as a reboot to the Batman franchise, it's not retelling the origin story of Batman, which we already know. It's putting us in the middle of the story, and it's saying, you know what? You heard the story before. Let's just go off, and let's just put you into the middle of the story, because you've heard why this guy is a fucking giant guy. Why is a guy dressed like a bat? You know it. Let's put you in the middle of the story and just go off from there. That is a great idea, and that is an amazing way that some reboots nowadays should be doing. It sometimes is necessary to have the origin story in your reboot, But it sometimes is good to just put you in the middle of the story if you already know this character's origin and his past and the reason why he is now, and the reason why, what he's doing now. That's great. That's an amazing idea, an amazing, job, and a great idea. Great idea. I am just so happy this is happening. I love Batman. And I now love Superman because of Man of Steel. I am so fucking happy that this is happening. It's being a sequel to the Man of Steel, and it's rebooting my favorite superhero of all time. These guys right here are my two favorite superheroes of all time. My two favorite characters probably of all time ever. My two favorite characters. Batman is my favorite character in general. Superman is also one of my favorite characters in general. And these two just are just perfect together. They just have so much chemistry. They just work off each other perfectly. It is a great idea to have these two in a movie. And Henry Cavill is reprising his role as Superman in this Batman Superman movie. By the way, Batman's name is first in it. Yeah, awesome. And, no word has been said who is playing Batman yet. I doubt that Christian Bale is coming back. He probably won't be able to come back. But then again, if they give him a shit ton of money, if they make it rain in Christian Bale's face, they will probably, and Christian Bale will be like, you know what, I think I could do one more Batman movie. Oh wait, if you give me a little bit more money, I think I can do 2 more Batman movies. That's my Christian Bale. That's a Christian Bale impression, isn't it? Just so accurate. But holy shit, this is amazing. That's all pretty much that we've heard so far. This was just announced, so throughout probably a while, there will be a shit ton more news. This is the single best announcement that has come out of Comic-Con yet. And there's still more announcements that are supposed to be coming out, like with Captain America 2, and Thor: The Dark World and all that. But you know what? I don't give a shit. If I went to Comic-Con and I went for all of that and then got just this, I'd be like, I'm going home right now. That's all I needed to see. That right there settled it for me. Don't need to see anything else. I'm going to fuck home. I'm going home. That is exactly all I needed to see. I would just, that'd be it for me. I'd just go home after that. I wouldn't even need to see all that other shit. And I could see why some people would hate this idea. It's like it also acting as a reboot to the Batman franchise is very, in my opinion, it is kind of lazy. It is kind of cheap, but I've wanted to see these two characters on screen for the longest time, in live action, and I just cannot wait to see what they do. I really hope that they get this right. And Christopher Nolan is supposed to be producing this, so this could be pretty good. I really hope they do this well. I really hope they don't rush it. 2015, I think, is a little bit... I think it would be better if they did one Batman movie before this. And I think they should at least push the movie back maybe 1 year, maybe 2 at the least. 2015, I think, is a little bit too... I hope they had been working on this movie before they had made this announcement. And, that's why I wish, they aren't working on the movie now that they just have made an announcement. I really hope that they have made, that they have been working on this movie prior to this announcement. That's at least what I really, really hope. Like Batman Arkham Origins, it wasn't made in this year, the second they made the announcement. It was made before they made the announcement. That's why there were many rumors. But, this is this is my most anticipated movie of 2015. I want to cry. I just want to cry. This is great. I'm so happy. Don't let Armie Hammer play Batman, because the movie will probably then be a giant bomb. And don't let Johnny Depp be Batman's sidekick. I guess. Because again, it will probably bomb horribly. But this is amazing. I am so hyped up for this. This pretty much made my weekend. It's pretty much made my week. I was having, a fine week. Nothing bad happened or anything. It's just average, same, week. Same as, everything else. This made it for me. This is amazing. This will probably also set up, like, a Justice League movie, like, at the end. Batman and Superman will probably be standing there like, oh, yeah, we did a good job, saving the city. Yes, we totally did, Bruce. By the way, do you want to join the Justice League? Batman's like, what's the Justice League? Well, I kind of had this idea. That will be awesome. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm so just excited. You need to see this movie. And I'm so hyped up for this. I want to see this movie more than Star Wars Episode 7, more than the Avengers 2. God, what is happening in this world? I go out for 2 hours. This happens all the time now. I go out for 2 hours, and then we have fucking brand new franchises and continuations of old franchises starting up. I am so happy. I am so happy. It's a sequel to Man of Steel. It's a reboot of Batman. Superman and Batman are in it. Superman and Batman are, like, the greatest combination since, like, bread and butter or peanut butter and jelly. Or sex and sex. Sex while you're having sex. What can I say? It's Batman and Superman. And I am so fucking hyped up for this. If you are not hyped up for this, you are not a comic book fan. We're a fan of The Dark Knight and the Man of Steel himself. The Man of Tomorrow and the Caped Crusader. You are not a fan of any of these. If you are not at all interested to see what they do with this idea, if you hated Man of Steel, stay away from this movie, please, because you'll ruin it for everybody else. If you hated Man of Steel, fine. But the movie does not deserve a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes, while Superman Returns is a 75. What kind of sick, twisted world do we live in when that happens? Well, this world, I guess we live in this. When Superman Returns gets a better rating on Rotten Tomatoes than Man of Steel, we live in the exact. What kind of sick, twisted world do we live in? I'll tell you what sick, twisted world. The same sick, twisted world where Pacific Rim gets less money than Grown Ups 2. That's the world we live in. That's the dark, sick, twisted, fucked up world that we live in, where we need these two motherfuckers to just be awesome and make a great movie. That's all I have to say about it. This is amazing. Go see this movie when it comes out multiple times. If it is in 3D, I will see it in 3D. Even that. I'm seeing it. Bye.